It is April 2nd, 2025. I'm gonna go get my IUD out in like an hour. So this is everything I would tell my younger self before I got my copper IUD. So I got it put in October of 2022. Couple months before I got married. Usually people say that when you get it put in, it hurts really, really bad. A lot of girls will complain about how there's no painkillers for this kind of procedure. They just stick her in there and say bye. My experience was I went in right after my period, like on my last like day or two of my period. So my cervix was softer and it was higher up or whatever. I don't know. It was in a better position to get it inserted. So I would recommend, number one, make sure it's the tail end of your period or right after you finish your period. That's gonna be the best time for you to go in. They put it in. It did not hurt. It did not hurt like at all for them to put it in, which I thought was kind of crazy. They literally were like, are you okay? I was like, I'm doing great. They're like, usually people are swearing or crying right now. So you're doing great. So I was chilling when they put it in. Like I felt some light cramping. And then I went home for the rest of that day and I did cramp. Also my insurance covered it, so I didn't actually pay anything except for like a copay. That was nice. I went home for the rest of that day and I was cramping. I did not feel good. I had to take some ibuprofen. Like driving home I was like, oh, this does not feel very good. But like it wasn't crazy, it was just bad period cramps essentially. I think it was day 2 or day 3. I think it was the day after I got put in. I had the most severe cramps I've ever had in my life. Growing up I would regularly cramp on my right or my left like ovary. This time the cramps were in the center and they were very sharp and they were exactly where the IUD was inside of me and it hurt so bad. 10 out of 10 pain. Like actually 9 or 10 out of 10. It was, I've broken bones. I have had some painful experiences. This was the most pain I've ever experienced in my life, genuinely, to this day. I actually thought it was dislodging from my body. I was like driving in my car and something I've learned is that the position in which I sit in a car, like that position of being crunched in a seat, makes the cramps so much worse. I was like sitting in my car in line to go get something. The cramps were so severe and I was stuck in this stupid line for like an hour. But the cramps were so severe, I was sobbing on the phone with my mom. Like I literally was hyperventilating. It hurt so bad that like I jetted out of line and like had to leave and go home. I need to go get some pain meds. I need to go do something. I wasn't sure if I needed to go to the ER. I went and I found my fiance. He left work early to take me to the ER to make sure it wasn't ejecting from my body. Pretty much I got there and they were like, sucks, it hurts. Here's some pain meds. And I was like, oh, thanks. Cool. I sat in a hospital for an hour literally doing nothing, but they gave me some pain meds and that was it. Wasted my time. I just really wanted to make sure it wasn't like leaving my body. It actually, oh man, I was literally sobbing so hard. I really thought something was wrong. And then they had made me follow up with my OBGYN. I went in and she pretty much was like, yeah, just like load up on as much Tylenol, ibuprofen you can take per 24 hours every day until it stops hurting. And I was like, okay, cool. It like actually just was hell for a little bit. Anytime I would do heavy exercise like lift weights or especially hip thrusts, because like it puts weight right there, any kind of heavy lifting would trigger it and I would cramp really bad. It just took a long time for my body to get used to it, let's be real. So I had to go pretty light at the gym for a while. Every time I cramped I bled. Not like a lot of blood, but like spotting. Like I spotted for about a year every time I cramped. I would cramp the week before my period pretty bad and during ovulation pretty bad and bled every single time. Anytime I'd cramp, I'd go to the bathroom, oh, it's pink. I don't know if that's normal. Let me know if that happened to you too. But it was like that for a year and then it stopped. And now I only spot during cramps if they are really bad. I have also learned, like if I'm bloated or constipated, my cramps are gonna be so much worse because it's putting extra pressure in that area. And quite literally, it felt like the little arms of my Paragard were stabbing my insides. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I think that's what my cramps were. As far as I know, everything inside of me is like normal, so I don't know if my experience is normal or not. Second year of having the IUD really wasn't nearly as bad as the first year. It's just the 2 times a month that I get nasty cramps. But I really did enjoy the fact that there were no hormones in my body. It didn't mess with me at all. I never gained any unexpected weight. I never had any emotional problems from it or anything like that because it's copper. And so far it's had a 100% success rate. I've not gotten pregnant in the last 2.5 years. So that's been great. Effective wise, 10 out of 10. The fact that I don't have to think about anything and it just does its job for me, 10 out of 10. All the pain and all the stuff I put up with for the last like 2.5 years, I don't know what I would rate it, because I would get it again. Let me be so honest, I would get it again because everything about it was so nice. It was just that first year that was hell. Like, I'm really curious to see how it feels to get it taken out, so I'll come back after I get it taken out today and like say how it felt. Oh, one more thing. So when you get an IUD, there's like little strings that hang down. In the last 2.5 years, by the way, I use a menstrual cup on my period or a menstrual disc. I don't do tampons, I don't do pads. I've had a regular period ever since I got it in. It did make my period a little heavier. I did bleed a little bit more, but not to the point where it was like crazy. Yeah, so there's these little strings that hang down, and putting my cup in every month and like taking it out, I have never felt it. I've never felt the strings. I've actually been like afraid that they wouldn't be able to find the strings. I'm like, what if they're lost? They've been in there for so many years. What if they're lost? What if the strings came unattached? I felt them yesterday for the first time ever. I was taking out my cup and I was like, what the freak is that? It's my strings. I found my strings. I've heard people say you shouldn't use a menstrual cup with an IUD because it'll mess with the placement of it. I cannot attest to that because I used my menstrual cup for the last 30 months that I've had this thing in, and maybe it made me cramp worse. I don't know, but I never felt like it did anything different, so I wouldn't say it's a problem. I'm getting it out this morning at like 11 a.m. 11:20 a.m. so I'm so excited. Things I'm excited for about getting it out. I'm really curious to see if it hurts, if my cramps get better, if they stop. I'm curious to see if I cramp the rest of today after I get it out, and like if my periods are any lighter. I'm also on my period right now. I'm on my last 2 days of my period, so it's pretty light. I forgot I was gonna be on my period this week when I scheduled the appointment several weeks ago. So I'm like, sorry doc, there's gonna be some blood up there. Also, I have no pads. I don't have any pads I can wear. I can't go with my menstrual cup in or a tampon or something because I just have to take my pants off and have them take it out. I'm like, we get a free bleed. I don't know what to do. Just wear a panty liner. I don't own pads. I hate pads. Okay, see you in an hour. We're going to the appointments. We're going. That's all I really had to say. Appointment was at 11:20. It's currently 11:39. I'm out. I'm done. It's gone. It's out of me. That was surprisingly easy. I literally went in and they were like, okay, put your legs up. She just found the strings. She goes, okay, cuff. And I go, and she goes, hold it right out. It was out. Very light cramping, and that went away. And it was fine. So it's been out of me for probably 5 minutes total now, and I'm already out of the clinic. And I guess we'll see what the rest of the day feels like. I'm curious. I'm back. And I'm IUD free. It's out. My thoughts on how it feels to have it out right now. It feels like there's less pressure in my uterus. Does that make sense? Any of you have had it out? Like, kind of feel free. Just like, I'm like a whole ounce lighter. There's no longer a little robot in my uterus. I am not hurting right now. I've had a couple like very, very, very small, just like light discomfort, cramp feelings, whatever, but really not bad. Super easy removal. So easy. I don't know. I am just curious about when I ovulate if I'm gonna cramp like I used to, or right around my period. So next ovulation, so in like a week or two, and then my next period in like 4 weeks. We'll see. We'll see.